The Viper is back. But is there any venom?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event.
Live from HBF Stadium Festival Hall, Melbourne Pavilion.
Not even backstage, we're literally outside.
Was that the best fight card in Australian MMA history?
Call me crazy, but make sure you call me when I'm right.
Be good if the Aussie MMA Instagram page would give us a bit of glow up because we're killing it.
Welcome to the Australian MMA podcast. My name is Mitch Chinley, and sometimes I struggle for little hooks to bring you guys in. But today's guest is Matt the Viper Vaile. Matt Vaile has been around for many a year. He was kind of one of the most feared men in the welterweight division for quite some time. He had, unfortunately, an Olympics worth of inactivity. I think he was on the shelf for 4 years without having an official mixed martial arts bout. He's then come back. Been on a bit of a skid recently, just got a victory, but he's trying to get back into the sort of top echelon of Australian MMA at Hex Fight Series 32, September 7th, Melbourne Pavilion. He's taking on Jono Micallef. And look, this very well could be a top of the table sort of clash. Jono Micallef, a former Hex welterweight champion, Matt Vaile, a former Hex welterweight champion. They were also in a bit of a sort of three-man weave last year between himself, Jono Micallef, and Joseph Luciano. Of course, we then saw Luciano versus Micallef, and Micallef ended up getting the victory and the title before he ultimately went down to Alden Bates. That interview is available now as well. But we talked to Matt Vaile about sort of regathering himself, what he's kind of done differently, what he's sort of doing in terms of balancing life. Does he still want to make the UFC? He's, I think, 33. So he's kind of getting on a bit, but of course he's still one of the best in Australasian mixed martial arts. The New Zealander joins us now to talk about it, but let's hear from our favourite friends at PRP Global, and on the other side, Matt the Viper Vaile.
Fuel the fight with Australian-made MMA-inspired streetwear and support the next generation of MMA superstars. Delivering unprecedented support to the Aussie MMA scene, support PRP Global on their journey. 100% of profits go to the fighters. Check PRP Global out today.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the show, Matt Vaile, welcome.
Yo, how's it going, man? Long
Mate,
time since we caught up.
Yeah, I know. That's a lot has happened as well. I mean, you've had some losses, had some wins. Kind of, how's life and the sort of dream of making it to the big show? Is that still firing inside?
Yeah, for sure. I think since my last Hex fight, a lot's changed. We went away from that one. Definitely not impressed with myself and how it went. So I've made quite a few changes, and here we are. I'm super excited to come back and put on a show.
What were you not stoked about in the Kitt Campbell fight?
Just how I felt, like my performance. I felt real drained. Like I couldn't really put it down to one thing. There was like a few things definitely that weren't ideal leading into the fight, but it's not really one thing in particular. So yeah, that sort of messed with my head a little bit. I couldn't really put it down to one thing. So I decided just to pull everything apart, see where I could do better, and pretty much, yeah, here we are.
Did you change any like camp, training partner, coaches, anything like that?
No, as far as my gym and everything, it's all the same. It's more around from like nutrition to weight cutting to more structured training, more, just in-depth look into different areas of training and everything. Pretty much just ticking all the boxes, really.
Is it hard to not kind of overreact and change everything when you lose?
Yeah, I don't know, because I had to fight in New Year's as well before then, and I felt a little bit off as well. Like I sort of knew, like some of my coaches sort of said afterwards, like I definitely shouldn't have been fighting, but sometimes it's I can't really say. They can't tell me. I think I just did it.
Like injuries, health-wise, like
yeah, I had a few lingering injuries definitely from last year that were pretty bad. And I think it was more the opportunities suddenly coming after having like so many fights for fucking like 2 fights in 4 years. And then having like all these offers, it was too hard to pass up. So
would you rather spend 4 years undefeated, not fighting, or would you rather have the recent sort of year and a bit that you've had?
This year's been awesome, eh? I got another 2 fights lined up already. Like it's just like all these fights just popped out. It's like losing a couple times just as a bit of a gift, to be honest. So I'm not down on the situation at all. Yeah, it's just so much more motivating when you've got things lined up and yeah, everything's working out. So
Is it MMA?
yeah, MMA. I tried to get a pro boxing fight, and that was just impossible. Yeah, that was before. Yeah, I wanted to do boxing fight straight after the Hex one in March, just to see if I could just get back and get some good competitive ring time. I did like a C class kickboxing fight, just like a one versus a local guy here. That was like nothing, but yeah, just to get back into the mix.
And in the Kitt Campbell fight, even though it didn't go your way, it kind of looked like you were having a bit of fun though. I think a video went around of, did you say something along the lines of you hit like a bitch?
Nah, that's a bit twisted. I think especially in the last bit, I was just telling him he was being fucking boring, fucking just holding me there on the ground. I said, when did you become a boring fighter? And he got pretty angry and started throwing punches, but yeah, we were laughing about it.
Is a guy like Kitt Campbell who you danced with before and whatnot, is there, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say you're like friends or anything, but is there like a lot of mutual respect there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely a lot of mutual respect. You could definitely see it in the last sort of innings of fighting. You know, we've both been in the game, top of the food chain for so long. Haven't really either got like the next level of opportunities. So yeah, and then all these other people don't really want to fight. So we sort of got that level of what is it called? Yeah, understanding for each other.
Do you have guys in the division or in the sport that you like truly sort of hate?
No, I think you got to respect everyone that's actually doing it. Because there's a lot of people that won't ever get in there and don't know how hard it is. So no, not unless they're absolute, I don't know, they do something freaking stupid that that could warrant it. I don't know. Some of these guys on the level of the UFC, they get pretty personal. I guess it's all part of it's part of their life though. That's their career, that's their job.
When you see kind of what's been happening recently, of course, UFC in Perth, a lot of guys signed to Dana White Contender Series. Is that fire sort of burning inside? Like jealousy is a bad word, but I reckon it's like, is there a little bit of, you're like, man, that should be me?
I think definitely with like the UFC, like looking at it now, I'm definitely probably too old for that. And I probably only got like 3 or 4 years the most in the sport still. I don't really want to be fighting when I'm freaking 40. I'm already freaking prone to accidents in the past. So yeah, I think on the horizon, I really just want to make maybe a little bit of money and fight over. I'd like to fight on the big leagues at least a few times. Yeah, that would be the goals for me. But yeah, definitely looking at the Contender Series, it is annoying that I feel like I can be in there. But like I've definitely had my opportunities, and that's when I've like lucked out. So yeah, I've been close to getting the UFC so many times, but yeah, you can put it down to.
You're close with, is it Luke Jamu?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he had a very, where his skills didn't match up in terms of kind of what we got to see. Like he probably should have had a lot more shine on him throughout his career and all that sort of stuff.
For sure.
Has he given you any advice?
He's still my main coach. So, I don't know. We've been around together since we started doing like traditional martial arts. So we sort of know each other inside and out. Yeah. You sort of just have a mutual understanding of the game, and we don't really talk about
it. So there's no like, you're not stressing too much about like, oh, I'm this age and the UFC and this and that.
Nah, I'm just enjoying it at the moment. Like there's no point doing it if I'm not having fun. So I think that's one of the big changes. It's sort of, yeah, those like times when like fights weren't happening and I just felt like years were just going the way. So yeah, you get a little bit negative on things and you stop enjoying it as much. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a whole different space. So yeah.
So yeah, you'd say you're having fun now?
Yeah, for sure.
The whole process, or just fight night? Like, do you still love the whole training camp?
It's definitely hard, and it's hard to balance life and everything with it. But yeah, it pays off. It pays off in the end.
Are you sort of still living the other aspects of life as well?
Yeah, I got a little man. He's 4, so it keeps me super busy. Yeah, still a Sparky full time. So I just try and train as much as I can in between.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you like it like that? Like that's you where you are balancing life and fighting?
Yeah, I love being busy, man. If I'm not busy, I'm freaking bored to death. So I'd rather my plate be overloaded with stuff than like just be doing one thing. And yeah, that's how I've always been like that. It's too late to sort of chuck everything in the bag and then just become a full-time MMA fighter. I wouldn't rest, I don't reckon, between trainings.
Do you want your little man to kind of get into mixed martial arts?
Honestly, I wouldn't be bothered if he wants to do it or not. It's completely up to him. But it's a pretty tough sport, to be honest. It takes a lot of time, effort. Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. Yeah. There's easier ways to for your needs or make money in the world.
Would you have done anything differently looking back?
Yeah, I definitely think at the start I definitely could have made a career of it early. Like I really don't think I really knew how good I was at the start. And um yeah, even just having like our traditional martial arts was our coaches like right up until I had like 6 pro fights, you know. So we didn't really have any wrestling coaches or anything like that. Like yeah,
No.
so it's funny looking back, like I never really, it sort of just all happened. And yeah, I never really knew how sort of good we were. So I definitely think back then, like, um, yeah, for young people in the sport, it's definitely a thing to go all in, and back yourself because 100%, I reckon I could have got a lot further.
Find it weird that there's just random strangers that are like invested in your career.
I don't know. It's just entertainment. It's the sport, isn't it? I'm sure that the big leagues dudes have far stranger things than what people follow me.
It's just like, mate, if I post anything that has to do with you, there's like a Fear the Viper. It's always in there. There's always random people. And I often think they're like close friends with you. Nah, some of them have never met you.
Yeah. Yeah, I get a lot of I've actually got some Indonesian guy who must have watched my fight in Bali. Never met him before in my life, but he sends me videos of him like hanging out with his family quite often, and it's got to a point it's quite awkward because it's like every week. And he calls me a bang, his big brother. So if you're out there, brother, how's it going? Thanks for the support. I fucking appreciate it.
How was the whole Bali experience? Was it weird fighting there?
Uh it's a cool place. It's a cool place. I think ideally I'd want to do like a training camp and just go straight into the fight. I think it being um sort of that time limit of like flying all the way from New Zealand and then being there for just a couple of days and then fighting, and then yeah, I think it's definitely a lot better if you can just be in the moment for that, for something, yeah, and just like live, yeah, so train for say like a month leading up ideally. And but nah, I fucking love fighting in that big club. It was probably my favorite arena.
Did you notice the crowd brawl that happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like while you were fighting, did you notice it?
Yeah, because everything is so the guy, the Russian that I was fighting, he kept elbowing me in the back of the head, and the guy gave him like fucking like 5 warnings, and it was like just stupid amounts. And then so he the ref actually stood us up in like the last round, and I fucking sprawled on him pretty hard in like the start of the round. So then his corner started fucking flipping their shit. And then I think his corner went to go storm round on the promoter, but the promoter in Bali's like, you're in fucking Bali, man. Like you've got like the locals, like they don't fuck around. It's not like security like in New Zealand, Australia, you're not allowed to touch people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like all these dudes before they even got to him, they just got fuck it. And then it was just like all on, and like we're like both Watching and like fighting the last minute, it was fucking.
Oh, good.
Yeah, those Russians, they're way too angry, bro.
Yeah, it's I feel like the Kangaroo Fight Nights and then the Bali, they're this close to being like, yeah, I'd head over for one. And then every now and then there's like a massive brawl in the crowd. I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I might stay here.
you're allowed. Everyone smokes in the club. You're allowed to smoke and all like the booze.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's old school.
Can you breathe in the smoke while you're fighting?
Yeah, you smell it all. It's all good. I'd love to. I'd actually love to fight over there again. Yeah, I'd love to do that. That
Yeah,
was quite fun.
they're cool. It's definitely like emerging, like the Bali fight scene. So I can definitely see that happening in the future. Mate, in terms of Melbourne and Hex Fight Series 32, did you keep an eye on Jono Micallef at all throughout his career or yours?
I've actually seen him coming up. I know he fought Luciano, which was the fight that I was meant to have, so I was pretty annoyed in that, and then kind of happy that he won. And then, yeah, he versed what's his name?
Holden Bates.
Yeah, Aldham. Yeah, that was quite a good fight. Quite back and forth, and I think he just caught him in the fourth round, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he seems like a real, quite strong, athletic guy. Yeah, he's only been in the sport a little while, so yeah, he's doing well for himself.
Is there a bit of his game where you think you can like exploit him?
Yeah, 100%. For me, I think in the last few of my fights, I haven't really been as diverse as I usually am. Yeah, and I really want to sort of push that and show that on the fight night. And I definitely think I could finish anyone in the New Zealand welterweight.
You saw that obviously the Kitt Campbell Caleb Rideout fight fell out for the interim title.
Yeah.
Did you ask at all if that interim welterweight title be coming over to your side?
Nah, I think with my couple of performances, I'm a realist, bro. I'm not one of these guys who are fucking just delusional and fucking demand fucking stupid things. Like I know my last two performances before my last win weren't anything special. So yeah, I'm just here happy to try and show again why I'm number one. And then we'll make some demands.
Post fight. I'll be ready for a
Yeah.
post fight. Now, September 7th, mate, before I let you go, what can we expect you versus Jono Micallef?
We can expect absolute fireworks, I'd say. Yeah, if he thinks he's going to come pressure forwards, it's going to be an early night for him. So I think there's two heads butting together. Yeah, I can't wait to throw some hands.
Do you have a prediction?
Prediction, I'd say second round TKO, ground and pound.
Oh, all right. All right, mate Vaile, bloody love it. It's always a pleasure to have a chat, and I'll talk to you post fight. We'll stir up more shit when you get to call, for belts and stuff.
Yeah. Easy, bro. Thank you.
Easy, legend.